Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Wimbledon. If we could get 400 likes on the video, that would be bloody amazing. Now, basically, we obviously are going to do the Wolves game in today's episode. However, our game against Sheffield United was postponed, which meant that it then overcame the one with Barnsley, which meant that then got postponed. So basically, we have played the Sheffield United game, but that is it, unfortunately. But I didn't want to not do the Wolves game just because that's what I said I was going to do, and it doesn't matter because it's a double upload day anyway. So enjoy some highlights of the Sheffield United game, and I'll join you guys in a sec for the Wolves game. Kovacic whips one in. Burns header. Oh, it's gone in off. I think it's an own goal in the end. It's gone in off View, but it is Wimbledon 1, Sheffield United 0. Oh, so much space for Ngapatoto. Ball across and High Woolers finally bloody scored. Oh, god damn it. It was inevitable that every time we did something, it was just another highlight after highlight after highlight. There we go, 1-0. Given the stats, it's a very fair result. Right guys, we're back, and as you can see, we are 15th in the league still. That's fair enough, but look around, we've got those two games in hand on both West Ham and Norwich, and our games in hand aren't against the most difficult sides, I don't think. You know, Barnsley actually could be a really tough one, to be fair, but the point, they've slipped down the league quite a fair bit actually over that time, so yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit of a weird one. We are still 9 points above the drop zone. I think safety is pretty much in the bag at this point. We're just sort of battling out to see how high we can finish at this point. Anyway, question of the day. Today's question is this. What games do you play outside of FM or FIFA? To be honest, I only really play FIFA when I'm cycling. That's the only time I really play it anymore. Because I just know I kind of got bored of it very, very quickly this year, particularly this year. It looked like I was going to be more into it this year, but it actually turned out I just found it quite dull after a while. There didn't seem to be a lot to it, frankly, but there you go. Like, I don't really have a lot of time to play a lot of games, to be honest. Like, most of the time I do have, I'm free time anyway, I spent making these videos, so I suppose they could count that, but this is obviously FM. I want to play Fallout, so I expect I will do at some point. I'll probably get it after Christmas or around Christmas time, maybe. I don't know, when the prices drop a little bit. I want to play The Witcher as well, but things like that, maybe. RPGs, I'm not really that into, but those ones just look like a cut above kind of thing. I do play, like, games with mates on, like, Steam and stuff, like, you know, Counter-Strike and Team Fortress, those types of games as well, but that's just more for like chill kind of stuff. But anyway, what games do you guys like to play outside, of course, of FM? Anyway, if you do have any ideas for a question of the day, of course, drop those in the comments too with the hashtag QOTD. Right, so yeah, as you can see, Jake Reeves is actually still on the average rating charts, which is impressive in a season where a lot of our players are on pretty atrocious ratings, to be honest. One thing I have liked is that our goal difference is still nice and positive despite that. 18 defeats is only one less than Brighton, who are in the relegation zone, so... But admittedly, their minus 24 goal difference does the trick. We've done well for goal difference. We'd be certainly one of the top scoring teams. Not top scoring teams, but you know what I mean. Like, I imagine goals for, we're right up. Look, the 5th best goal scoring team in the entire league with 61 goals scored. However, in terms of goals conceded, well, actually, oh no. Yeah, goals conceded were the 5th worst, so it's a bit like that. We concede a lot, but we score a lot, and it makes for entertaining matches, and I'm just going to kind of accept that at this point. But yeah, so let's take a little look at the squad. Obviously, not lots changed, really. We really don't need to look at the squad at all, do we? Because what's really changed? You know who scored the goal in the one game that we have played this month. But yeah, so obviously the plans in terms of what we're going to be looking for in the summer this year is I want to look for some players who, of course, can come through and be awesome in the future. I always look for that because the fact is I need to keep that conveyor belt moving. I'm actually going to start Andy Bartram today because Kovacic is just so... Oh, where's he gone? Is so incredibly knackered, unfortunately, which is a bit poor, but what can you really do? Who do I even take off the bench here? I'm going to take off Lyle Taylor. I don't really think he's even good enough to be on the bench for this one. Loveridge is getting back to fitness, and I want to start him up top today in that role because he's actually probably got the best sort of average ratings of strikers this season, so I want to give him a chance to play as the attacking forward, the advanced forward today for a little while. But yeah, the main plan is to bring in some players that are going to be hopefully good enough for the team to slot straight in. Now, of course, with the transfer budget we're working with, that could be quite difficult. But that's just something we're going to have to deal with. Now, if you actually look at the club's finances, we are in a little bit more problems at the moment. Look, overall balance is now minus 400,000. We're losing 2 million this year because of the debt repayments. Also, the board decided that they would upgrade the youth facilities. Again, not my decision. I did not ask them to do it, and I could not stop them. They just said, oh, we're going to do it. Took out a loan of 4.75 million for that as well. They just love their bloody loans, don't they? We're only getting 20% of our transfer budget at the moment available. Sorry, transfer revenue. So even if we got one of those big clauses coming from Tony Harris or Adam Brown, or is it Michael Brown, then we'd get virtually no money for it. So that's a little bit annoying as well. So hopefully in the summer we'll get a bit more we'll get some funds through, but it really is imperative that we try to get to the Premier League as quickly as we can, because the money is so bad for us at the moment, and that could cause some serious problems for us. And that's why we're going to have to look at really budget signings, basically. That's the plan. We're going to look at budget signings, growing them for the future. We may have to sustain it for a couple of seasons in the Championship, but I just think that that's probably the best way to go forward with this save, because I want to then be able to go into the Premier League with a crop of really, really top young players, basically, rather than having to sign up players out of our noses and end up in huge debts. We need to play this carefully, otherwise it could all go right up in our faces, basically. That's the way I'm looking at it at the moment. But a nice win today against Wolves would be very, very satisfying, and would get us, well, very close towards the 60-point mark, which is where I kind of wanted to aim for after we got such a good start. Loveridge, can he pull it back across? He can't. Verlinden goes all the way through, but it's cut out by Granderson. Obviously, there are changes that we can make in these games. You know, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to pull off something like I did in the Forest game. That was just... I don't know, I still can't believe how that even happened, how we turned that around. But hey, it was great. And it's those sort of wins that I think are keeping us at the level we're at. But I really do think we're getting every ounce of quality out of the players that we've got now. And that's something we need to look into. We need to look at getting better players so we can get more quality out of them. That's offside from Loveridge, surely. Oh my days, he was offside, I think. But, no, he wasn't. Bloody hell, James. That was the chance. That was the chance to give us the lead here. Wolves have had they've had a lot of shots, but they're all from, well, they're not all from long range. They love the long range shots. Right, okay. So that's been a pretty dull first half where absolutely sod all has happened. So we'll just tell them to, you know, improve a little bit. But I'm also going to take a little bit more of an in-depth look at these pro zone stats for Wolves. See if we can work out where to undo them in the second half. So they're playing it out from the back, as evidenced by that. Their wingers are sort of in a weird line, which means that their left-sided winger is deeper than their right one, which means that their right one probably wants to go further forward than that. It's got some key passes. Number 19's played a lot of key passes, and then most of their good players come down this right wing. So what I'm thinking is this. So firstly, we'll find out who number 19 is, and mark him up. And that is, interestingly, one of their defensive mids. That's a bit of an interesting one. Right. Okay. I'm going to try something with this. We're obviously going to try that too, but one thing I do want to do is this. Now, Fabio is decent, but I want to try him as a defensive forward, because this one actually puts pressure, as far as I know. Let me just see. Yeah, I want him to put pressure on the defensive midfielders, and I'm hoping that he can do that if we drop him a little bit deeper there. That's my idea anyway. Now, the next thing I want to do is, if they're attacking mostly down their right-hand wing, that means that it is our left-hand wing. So Bartram's weak defensive mind there could end up costing us. I'm actually going to get Kovacic on now to give us a good half. And I'm also, with that in mind, given how much they like going down that wing, I'm going to push Verlinden into an attacking role down this wing to try and give us some support down this side, because he's much as this says he's worse there, he's a better attacking player than he is defensive, basically. It's a bit of a sort of problem we've had for this game. So that's my plan for this second half. We'll see if it works. I've got some little more ideas in the backup pipe to maybe go for, but that's my little plan for what we're going to try and do to undo them. Push Verlinden forward a little bit more. If I notice that is an area we're getting in behind. Now, the issue is, of course, because they like to attack down that left-hand side, that means they could also be more exposed down it too. Reeves is across here. Reeves is in! Oh my luck. He nearly hit the bloody camera with that. That was so bad. Courtney Hall's right. He's winning headers. That's fine. Wow. That is some absurd pass completion after 50 minutes. Please tell me he's been substituted, hasn't he? Alright. They've brought Owen Doyle on. Right, he was a striker, I guess, then. If they've got Owen Doyle coming on for him. Okay. Solomon, don't let them just score from a corner. Oh, my days. Got his foot a bit high there. Oh, brilliant. So was that genuinely given for high foot? Oh, dearie me. Solomon steps up, and it is 1-0 to Wolves. Disappointing. We've been the better side today, and that's really shocking to concede a penalty like that. All right, changes need to be made, but I don't think we'll be doing it just yet. We're going to give it till sort of 65 so we can sort of analyse still. James Loveridge has been absolutely awful today, unfortunately, so I'm going to get him off and get Colin Murphy on. The other change I want to make, we're going to confirm that first, and I'll go into the proper tactics and switch things around a little bit, is that as much as they're getting the... I'm going to try something here, because, yeah, okay, fair enough. That's clearly where they're attacking the most, on this right-hand wing. But, with that in mind, I wonder if we can get in behind them by pushing... this is probably a bit counterintuitive. I just wonder if we push Kovarik up like that and make him... Yeah, make him sit like that, and then perhaps drop Burn back as a sort of covering player, just in case Toure does get caught up the field. Burn will hopefully come across and cover there. That's just an idea anyway. We need to do something at this point to try and get back into the match. We're looking decent so far, but we need something. And I'm also going to tell them to exploit that left flank and look for the overlap, really push at them a little bit. Maybe close down much more as well. Try to get some of that ball in there and prevent the short goalkeeper distribution. That was something else I meant to turn on, actually. Right, so we've got 10 minutes to go. I'm going to switch it to attacking for the final... Actually, screw it. Let's just go overload. We've got players forward. And also, we're going to make one more change. And that change is to get Oliver Shenton on for Saville, who's not had the best game today. And I'm going to make one more change after this as well, which is to push Verlinden up there as well. And just get a bit more of an attacking threat if we can. Just for these final few minutes, see if we can't get something from this game. I feel like we deserve it if we were to get it. We've been... I don't know, that's a bit harsh, I think. We've been at least as good as them tonight, and we've just been undone by a stupid penalty. There you go. Wimbledon 0, Wolves 1. It's so weird in this league. You get some games where it's just the opposite land, like with Leeds. You know, they deserve to beat us comfortably. And I don't know. We just seem to lose so many of the games that we should be winning and win so many of the games that we should be losing. It's a very strange paradox that we found ourselves in. But there we go. Other teams around us played again, which means that we can still overtake those sides above us with wins of our games in hand. So 2 games in hand. If we were to win them both, it would put us on 61 points. And we'd still be fighting for that top half position. Still 9 points clear of the drop zone now, with only 4 matches left. So we can be pretty safe pretty soon. That's the key. And hopefully that means the board will have set their instructions for us in terms of money for next season, but I sense that we're going to get a lot of we're going to get a massively decreased transfer budget for next year, which could be a problem. But we've got games against winnable sides. We've got Wigan away, which could be winnable, Hull away, which could be tough though, Blackburn at home is going to be crazy difficult, but then we've got Rotherham and we've got 4 away games in our last 6. This could be a tough one, guys. If you have liked this episode though, please do drop a like on the video. That would be marvellous. And if you have liked it even more than that, please do subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in your inbox every single day. And I'll join you guys in the next episode for the final game of the season at home to Derby County. Hopefully we'll still have something to play for. Maybe a chance to just get in that top half. I don't know. Coming into that final day, we'll just have to see how we do, basically. We need some good performances, but we really do need to look to strengthen in the summer. But we'll see how we do. Anyway, I will join you guys in the next episode for that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.